day now. We hope it's for a healthy birth. So we're going to turn it over to Misha. Why don't we do another song to welcome them in from Sheridan Drive. Wonderful. What a wonderful way. I have here a grogger and an Israeli flag. You know what? That makes me confused. We're here on Simchat Torah. We have 3 Torahs for our death-defying reading of the Torahs that will happen in the middle of the service. We have lulav and etrog, so if you haven't had a chance to wave and the lulav and etrog, we have a beautiful sukkah here without any walls. You can just go over there if you feel in the middle. Do other people have flags? What did they give out? Oh yeah, look at that. Thank you. And I know we got some candy there for the kids too. So I'd like to welcome Bruce Corris, our synagogue president, to welcome you here officially.
Bruce, let me bring you up.
Okay.
Here you go.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Isn't this great? What a bonus. What a bonus to have weather like this, mid-October. It feels like the beginning of September. What a great night for another Shir Shalom Shabbat. Although, as I've said, we're going to do these as long as we can. I can just picture the cantor bundled up in her jacket and her gloves and her mucklucks and everything. As long as we can be out here, we will. And isn't it great to have the accordion music tonight? You know what klezmer music is, right? It's a kosher polka. That's exactly what it is. So anyway, it's great to have you all here. Enjoy the service. I know the cantor has put together a lot of fun stuff, and we got Torahs, and we've got music, and we got all sorts of great stuff.
That's me. Sorry, I forgot I'm on.
And then that's okay. And then I will be back at the end of the service with announcements. We have a bunch of stuff coming up. We're going to be back here in the parking lot tomorrow morning for Walk Off Hunger. I'll fill you in on that and a bunch of other stuff. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It is just so great to see all of you here tonight.
And thank you, Bruce. Oh, I think we got to get my mic on. I don't know.
It's on. It's
okay.
on.
Well, wonderful. Thank you, Bruce. And it is really a blessing. We don't know how many of these we actually will have, but we're glad to have this one, particularly with Simchat Torah. As we're getting started, I just want to say a shout out. We had a couple of birthdays I could see. Howard over there, and Alva hidden in her car there with her 98th birthday. How do you like that? Thanks, Alva. So glad you're here. We could sort of see you over the steering wheel, just about. We're going to turn to our candle blessings on 384. We're using the back of the prayer book today. So I'm going to turn it over to Cantor, and I'm going to turn on the electric lights.
Sorry. 384. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlikner shel Shabbat v'shel Yom Tov. Blessed are you, God, who brings forth light and allows us to enjoy this beautiful day, this beautiful night for Simchat Torah. We're going to turn to the special Kiddush for Simchat Torah and for Shabbat. There's a lot of death-defying acts here. This is one of them, page 386. I'll turn it over to the cantor for this one, 386. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Obrei peri hakafen. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher bachar banu mikol ha'am v'romemanu mikol hasham v'kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'titen lanu Adonai Eloheinu be'ahava Shabbatot limnucha moadim lesimcha chagim uzmanim lesason et yom hashmini ha'atzeret hazeh zman simchatenu mikra kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim ki fadu v'chartu ve'otanu kiddashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat u'moedei kodshecha ve'ahava u'vratzon ve'simcha u'vsason hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai v'kadesh ha'shabbat v'Yisrael v'hazemanim.
sanctify the day of Shabbat and Simchat Torah. I invite you, if you're able, to rise for the call of community, the Baruchu on page 394.
Baruchu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam vaed.
We turn to page 397, and we have a reading there for Shmini Atzeret, Simchat Torah. These are the two end holidays of the Sukkot season. Hafuch ba v'hafuch ba v'kula ba. Turn Torah, and keep turning it, for everything can be found in it. Keep your eyes attached to it. Spend your lifetime in its study. Never budge from it, for there is no better way of life than this. We turn to the Shema. We remain standing on page 400.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malakuto Le'olam Vaed.
You may be seated. Page 402, the Via Hafta.
V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavecha v'chol nafshecha v'chol meotecha ve'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele asher anochi etzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibartam bam v'shivtecha b'vetecha v'lechtecha b'derech v'shlochecha v'kumecha v'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotefot bein einecha v'chtaptam המזוזה ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
So Sukkot is one of the pilgrimage holidays where people come from all over the Judean hills, up from the Galilee, all the way to Jerusalem. And that's where they gather like they do on Passover and Shavuot. And this is a time where we are in gathering. The most important thing that the rabbis thought of is there should be no rain during that time. Because if it rained while you were traveling up the tall hills, those hills up to Jerusalem with your ears popping, you would get rained on. It wouldn't be very fun. So this is the time we only start praying for rain right now as the season starts. And I've literally been in Israel where little drops of rain will come right when you're saying the prayer. So this was a poem I wrote right at that moment as we were saying the prayers for rain. It's called Rain in Jerusalem. The Jerusalem stone turns brown with mud as rain spills from the white sky. Outside, water saturates the shallow grass and darkens the color of the asphalt playground. My neighbor's clothes hanging in the courtyard will need to be washed again. A wind blows south from the old city, howling like prayers from the dead. It's Friday and quiet, a seeming contradiction in Jerusalem. The normal rush to get ready for Shabbat has been softened by the rain. Tonight in services, we will pray for rain. We will pray for peace. Today, for just an instant, it feels like we have both. We take those words with us to the Michamocha, which is about the leaving and the journey towards Jerusalem, page 406.
2, 3, 4. La 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 la.
If you're able, for the silent meditation, a chance to really find yourself, to find God, find what's important. Page 468 to 493 if you want to follow in the Hebrew and English, or just find your own prayers. Look out at the beautiful sky and the beautiful trees over here and find a moment of awe. Page 491. Before the gate has been closed, before the last question is posed, before I am transposed, before the weeds fill the gardens, before there are no pardons, before the concrete hardens, before all the flute holes are covered, before things are locked in the cupboard, before the rules are discovered, before the conclusion is planned, before the closing of God's hand, before we have nowhere to stand, bless us with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamavarech et amo Yisrael, b'shalom. Blessed are you, God, who helps us find, as human beings, find peace between us and others. And whenever you're ready, you may be seated. Those of you still praying, continue with your prayers. So we're about to have some of the most important and fun rituals of the year, which is about the closing of one chapter of Torah and the beginning of another. There couldn't be any moment of joy. And if you've ever been there on the Upper West Side or in the streets of Jerusalem, dancing with full force with the Torah for hours and hours and hours, it's one of the most amazing rituals that we have, and unfortunately, a very difficult one in these circumstances. But to give you perspective on what this feels like if you've never actually traveled to one of these places on Simchat Torah where there is joy. I don't know if Cantor's done this, but years ago I used to travel from the Jewish Theological Seminary on like 120th Street all the way down, just keep walking down, and each time there would be another group gathered to dance with the Torah. It's the most phenomenal thing. And I'd go all the way to 72nd Street, about 4 to 5 miles, and all the way I will have held a Torah, blessed a Torah in all these different synagogue communities, ranging from Orthodox to Conservative, Reform, Reconstructionists, all of them out in the streets. This is before 9/11, but just that sense of joy. And in Jerusalem, I've had that opportunity many times as well. But the closest, how many of you are readers out there? There must be some readers out there. No one's a reader? Come on. Yeah. You know the feeling you get, the two hardest feelings. The feeling when you start a book, you're looking at the book jacket. Is this going to be a good book or not? You read the first page. Well, my friends liked it. I don't know. Is this good or not? And it takes about 15 pages before you get into it, right? For most books, that is. And then you're hooked. And then the other hard feeling is that last page. You're kind of dreading getting to the end. I know my wife, who's here somewhere, she gets like this. She gets so excited about a book and she gets wrapped up. And then at the end, it's sad. You have to say goodbye to the book, and then you have to go to the next book. How many of you here, to be honest, when you started that first page, peeked a little bit at the last page? Oh, come on, you're all laughing. What about the opposite? How many of you got to the last page and said, maybe I'll go back to the first page? Does that ever happen? Yeah. Because, books, especially, they take such a commitment. And the Torah is like that. And, yeah, Bruce is like this. You feel that way? 5 books. Yeah, it's 5 separate books all wrapped into one. And we spend a whole year and we're studying it and learning it. And after each of the books, there's a little bit of sadness. When we get to the very end, you have that feeling, just like with a regular book, and you want to get started again. And so we have this ritual. So what we're going to do is we're going to dance with it. We're going to feel the Torah. Okay, so we can't really feel the Torah. So we're going to create our new ritual. We have Misha here, so we can do a little dancing. I see Joanne has some stuffed Torahs. We have 2 Torahs that can be carried around. I'm going to ask Linda here. She's my favorite dancer. I'm going to give her the light Torah. She's going to go down here. Bruce, you up for holding one of the Torahs? It's still pretty light. He's going to go this way. You can't touch the Torah. This is COVID here. But you're going to pretend to touch the Torah. Do a little dance. Yeah, do a little dance. Let's feel it. We're going to have Misha's music. No, you're going to give Linda that one. She gets the lighter one. The other one's not too bad. We got our 2 lightest Torahs here. So give her that one. You go that way. And Bruce, that one's it's not the one for Yom Kippur. You got it? Okay, there we go. Okay, Misha, we're ready? Let's rise as we welcome in the Torah, and let's dance.
afraid to ask him to stop because I don't know what the next song will be, right? Keep circling. Woo! Oy vey. Circle to your left. Here we go. Step forward. 1, 2, 3. Hey. 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 Can you
got some exercise.
Wonderful, wonderful, Misha.
All right.
Let's all wave your flags for Misha.
Yeah,
Hands in the air.
Thank
you,
you,
Misha.
All
He's going to
those
play for us later.
All those people waiting on Sheridan Drive are super happy. You really entertained them there. All right, we have Marshall over here. Where's Marshall Harrisburg? We're going to bring him up. He is actually has his bar mitzvah next weekend, where we will be reading the beginning of Genesis. So we're going to read the end of Deuteronomy and the beginning of Genesis. We're going to give Marshall not only, and we're going to need Marshall's father, Mark, wherever he is. Where'd Mark go? He's dancing so much, we lost him. He's going to have to hold the Torah, because the Torah at the end of it's a little like an accordion. It wants to just keep snapping forward and back on the other direction. So what we're going to do is I'm going to read the very end. And anyone who would like to do the blessing with us, it's kind of a collective blessing, but Marshall will lead it for us. It'll be on page 498. One of the tricky things, and I'll have to figure out from Cantor, if I move forward, the mic is going to go crazy. So what do I do? Should I move the Torah back to where I am? It'll be feedback if I move
What about
forward.
if you just move right here?
It'll be enough? Okay. All right.
Let's try it. So go there.
All right. Here we go. Let's see. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. All right. We're going to try this. Okay, Marshall, I need you to do the blessing before, though.
Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai Barak Leolam Vahed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bahar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu Torah et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
All right, Marshall, I'm going to go first for the end of the Torah. Amen. V'lo kam navi od b'Yisrael k'Moshe asher yado Adonai panim el panim. And there was never a prophet who knew God face to face. L'chol ha'otot v'hamoftim asher shelchu Adonai la'asot b'eretz Mitzrayim leFaro. And all those amazing wonders that God did for our people, on behalf of our people, to get us out of Egypt and away from that Pharaoh. Ulakol avadav, ulakol artso, to all of his servants and all of the land. Ulakol hayad hachazaka, ulakol abora gadol, asher asa Moshe le'enei kol Yisrael. And that God did all of these amazing things for us and for Moses in front of all of the people of Israel. All right, Marshall, your turn.
The after.
No, we're going to do the whole the reading. So open up to the Genesis there. Never has it been trickier to read from the Torah here, and Marshall is doing his very first time in front of people. Boy, just like Nick Willenda here.
Bereshit barach Elohim et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz v'cha'aretz hayata tohu v'vohu v'choshech al panei tichom beruach Elohim mirachefet al panei chamayim vayomer Elohim yehi or vayechi or Vayar Elohim et ha'or ki tov Vayavdel Elohim bein ha'or uvein ha'choshech Vayikra Elohim la'or yom v'la'choshech kara laila Vayhi erev vayhi voker yom echad.
Beautiful. All right, let's do the blessing after the Torah now. You can close the Torah there, Mark, and put the cover on it.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher natan lanu Torat emet. V'chaye olam nata b'tolkeinu. Baruch ata Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yesher Koach. Beautiful job, Marshall. Thank you.
Thank you.
So to celebrate, what do we do? It's a tree of life. Oh, we need a mic for that, don't we? Okay. He's hanging out in his sports car, isn't he? There he is. Just check out Mike's beautiful sports car here. What's the name of your sports car? A Saturn Sky.
That's like tonight. It's like a Saturn sky. Look at that orange there. Those layers of color. Beautiful night in Buffalo. 2, 3, 4. It is the tree of life to those who are fasting, and all of its support is not happy. It is the tree of life to those who are fasting, all of its support is not happy. Shalom, 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 shalom. It's high in the mountains, but we don't end up being sure. It's high in the mountains, but we don't end up being sure. Shalom, 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 shalom.
Beautiful. It was well worth letting Mike come over here, so thank you, Mike. We're going to say our prayers of healing now, our Misha Berach. And I'm not going to read our list, but if you have names, I know there's a lot of people we're thinking about right now. So I'll come around, and if you have some names, just call them out. All right, we collect all those names. The prayers on page 371.
Who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Sing with me.
Healing of body and soul. We rise for Aleinu, page 586.
עלינו לשפר לדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כי גויי הארצות, לא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהן וקורבננו ככל המונם. אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Page 591. 591.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
You may be seated. Well, now that it's getting dark, we can actually see the electric candles. It's amazing. They actually do work. We're going to turn to the Mourner's Kaddish, page 598. I was informed by Relic Chorus that we did have a loss. Neil Goodman, who died just today, I guess. We also had a deep loss, a former board member, very active woman in our congregation, Myra Falk. And our thoughts and prayers are with Herb and whole family. There will be hopefully a service in the near future, but for now we send our condolences to her. We're also remembering on our Shloshim list, William Mahaney, that was this past week. Wonderful. I wore my baseball tie for him. It was a terrific baseball card collection. Here, this is for you, Bill, wherever you are. We're also remembering Donald Alcock, Grace Bluestein, Donald Cornell, Gladys Grunfeld, Pam Harrisberg, Jay Rosenthal, Eli Ruckstein, Ed Chunk Sr., David Schwartz, Phyllis Siegel, David Sievers, and Clarice Snitzer. Just to note, Ed Chunk Sr., there will be a funeral service upcoming, I think on the 22nd, and our thoughts, our prayers are with the family. On our yard site list from years past, we remember Ben Antonoff, Robert Barker, Jocelyn Berg, Leah Burke, Molly Brunstein, Edward Cohen, Richard Cohen, Bernie Davis, George Engel, Elfrida Friedman, Jack Friedman, Samuel Furash, Rona Gallman, Tilly Glick, Philip Glickman, Phyllis Goldman, Betty Goodman, Gordon Kantrovitz, Irving Kaprov, Irving Korn, William Kellman, Frank Nightinger Jr., Vega M. Kolnick, Irving Korn, Solomon Kutznitz, Albert Markel, Herman Nadel, Harriet Ritzer, Ida Sarin, Milford Sarafti, Edward Schulman, Norman Schulman, Abraham Julius Silver, Betty Levine, Simon, David Steinberg, Mark Suchman, Benjamin Saltz, Samuel Sunshine, and Robert Wakehoff. If you have other names you want to offer, just raise your hand. Oh, it's so beautiful out here. All those whose custom it is to rise, please rise. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah v'alma divrach hirtei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayachon v'yamachon v'chayedach ol beit Yisrael v'agalav yizman karib yimru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah v'barach li'olam mei omayah. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpahar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. Yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei kudashah b'rechu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechamata damiran v'yalma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlomer abamin shemaya. Chaim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom v'yimramav. Huya says shalom. Aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, to all the world, and we say amen. I'd like to invite up Bruce Corris to offer our announcements.
Shabbat shalom. We good? Shabbat.
Go
There
ahead.
we go. Okay. Shabbat shalom again, everyone. Ironic that Myra's name is on the list tonight. Myra was one of the original members of our Walk-Off Hunger Committee and put a lot of hours in helping to get that event launched right here at Temple and make it the success that it became. And we are in Walk-Off Hunger Week, which will wrap up tomorrow morning. We will be back here at Temple for those of you that want to come and walk the original route of Walk-Off Hunger, where it all began in 2008. We're doing a meetup here. There are other locations throughout the community. If you haven't registered yet for the walk, you can still do it online tonight, or you can just register when you show up here tomorrow morning. You can also make a donation to the Shir Shalom team. The email went out today with all the instructions, all the links that you need on that. And if you still haven't dropped off food for the High Holy Day food drive, please bring it tomorrow morning. Just stop by and drop off some food, because we'll have food barrels here as well. And then all of the food that we collect for the High Holy Day food drive will end up going over to Feed More Western New York this week. So we can help feed the hungry in a lot of different ways. And this temple has been part of that for a long time. So very important event. Mazel tov to Marshall Harrisburg and his family on his upcoming bar mitzvah next weekend. We want to say thank you, of course, to Misha for helping us out with the accordion. Seriously, who's in the mood for a beer and a brat right now? Well, no brats. We can't have brats, but we can have a beer. Absolutely. Thank you for providing all that great klezmer music in honor of Simchat Torah. Thank you, of course, to Cantor Frank, Mike Frank, and Rabbi Alex for a really very fun service tonight. I enjoyed this a lot. And it's just so great to be out here. As I've said, this time of year now is going to be, we'll take it when we can, and every chance we get, we will continue to be out here. So it is just so wonderful. I think this is our largest number of cars the entire summer. I really do. I counted. We had 46 cars in the parking lot tonight, which is outstanding. Thank you. Where are Hillary and Steve? Thank you to Hillary and Steve Hurwitz for being our farewell greeters tonight. Please note, obviously it is getting dark now, so be very, very careful pulling out of the parking lot when you leave. Next Friday night, our service will be at 6 o'clock. Ideally, we'll be here in the parking lot as a park and pray. It will be live stream either way. Tomorrow morning, we will have Torah study at 9 a.m. via Zoom, Yisker service at 11 o'clock with Temple Beth Zion and Temple Beth El. That will be live streamed via Boxcast, and a Torah service at noon via Zoom. So we'll have a lot of stuff going on tomorrow morning. Dan Kester and the men's group will be taking down our sukkah Sunday morning beginning at 10. If you're able to help, he would certainly appreciate it. The women of Shir Shalom will be having their monthly meeting Tuesday at 6:30 via Zoom. They're working on some wonderful projects, including, I don't know if you saw, the fundraiser they're talking about with Becker Farms, pies and jams and cookies and fudge, just in time for Hanukkah and Thanksgiving. Visit our website for the link to that. Speaking of eating things, thank you to everyone who either volunteered or supported our Shevetas this past week. It was another big success. We're planning to have another one Tuesday, October 27th. So mark your calendars for that. And you can, of course, order in advance on the website. We will be bringing back the Buffalo Corner reading series. Next one will be Thursday, October 15th, 7 o'clock p.m. via Zoom. That will feature readings from Perry Nicholas, Ganilla Kester, Celeste Lawson, Rabbi Alex, and Andre Toth. So visit the website for the link to that. If you still have your High Holy Day prayer books and haven't returned them, well, shame on you. You're not a good way to begin the new year. Anyway, if you haven't brought them back, you can bring them at our Park and Pray next Friday night. Do you still have the bin, Joanne, by the front door? There's also a weatherproof bin by our front door, so if you stop by during the week, you can drop them off. There's a pad and paper inside, pad and pen inside, so just write your names down so we can keep track. We've been doing this largely on the honor system, and again, not a good way to start the new year if you keep your High Holy Day prayer books. So just make sure you do that, please. If you need anything at all, obviously at any time, feel free to reach out to the cantor, the rabbi, Joanne, or myself. We are here for you, and we wish you Shabbat Shalom. And as always, we thank you for being part of this very special congregation Shir Shalom family. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Thank you, Bruce. Thanks for all you do. It's wonderful cooperative effort we have here. All right, we're basically at the end. We have Hamotzi there and Misha. So we'll symbolically lift the bread that I can't eat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. So I think that we're ready for Misha. One final round with Misha. And please drive safe. Oh, Kiddush? No, I think we did. Did we do Kiddush? We did at the beginning, yeah. All right.
We had a request for Senna, and Misha's gonna play that next. היחידה וריקדת תשמעי כל היום וכל הלילה החומתה היחידה וריקדת תשמעי כל היום וכל הלילה בלילה סיסי וג'רושלים דילופה ידובה כל אוהביה אוהביה סיסי וג'רושלים דילופה כל אוהביה